Okay, so this video I'm going to show you how to bring in a JPEG file that has multiple images and then how to separate out those images from that JPEG. So to do that, I'm going to use File, Place Image, and select the JPEG file. And I created one because I specifically wanted to show you a certain circumstance that might come up. So here we go. Here is the file, and I'm going to make it a little bit smaller so it fits. So let's make it fit. Let's make it, say, 11 inches. Okay, now then. You'll notice these two are apart, these three, but then these two are kind of close together, which is the reason why I wanted to show that particular circumstance. So once I have this JPEG in here, I'm going to click on the trace window. And then there's a few things I'm going to make sure that I have marked. First of all, I'm going to have blackout selected. And I'm going to have add image layer. Now, blackout, of course, is optional. I do it that way because usually people are wanting to do this for print and cut, and they want to cut just around the outside. So that is optional, whether or not you want internal trace lines to show up or not. But I have it marked for this case, and then I have add image layer here. And I'm also going to make this window bigger because I like to be able to see things much closer up, just like this. All right. So what we're going to do is, one more thing to mark down here, prompt to continue tracing. And that way you can do all the separation just at one time in this window, and you don't have to keep going back and forth from the main screen into this window. So now then, once I have it here, and of course, always remember that, the scroll bar is very handy so that you can see your original image as well as what's going to actually be traced. So now that I'm going to turn on go from none to the crop tool. So once I turn on crop, this is how I'm then going to separate the images. So I'm going to come up here to this first one and just bring it in. Of course, you can have extra, white around the outside. Doesn't matter. It's just kind of annoying to have too much for some reason. I'm not sure because it doesn't affect anything, but I crop it down to where it's something like that. And then I click on Update Preview, just again to make sure that everything looks okay and I can verify what's going to cut. And then I click on OK. Then it says, do I want to keep tracing? And I do. And this is the part about, using that prompt to make sure you can stay in this window. Then I'm just going to move this over here and do the same thing. Just drag this corner so it gets right up to what I want. And then click on Update Preview. And then I click on OK. Now then just where, and I say yes. Now is where I come into the problem, because when I get ready to drag this box, the box is going to, even if I try to make it as close as I can to the elephant, is probably going to pick up a little bit of the bird. In fact, I'll kind of force it to do so just so you see what I mean. So that when I click on Update Preview, you'll see that it gets just a little sliver of it. Now then, you can get rid of the cut line from that by coming over here to the Edit Mode menu again and clicking on Draw Mask. Then set that to background, because that's what this is going to be considered as part of a background you want to get rid of. And then make this large enough that it makes it a decent size eraser. And you can see the size of it by this little square. Then I can come up, well, when I click on Update Preview first, I want to show you that cut line. See, I can see that cut line right there. When I scroll down, I can see there's a little bit of red there. And I don't want that to cut, so I'm just going to basically do that, just erase it. Now then, when I scroll over, it's not going to cut. Now it looks like it's erased part of the bird, and it has, but that's okay. Just hold on. I'm going to go ahead and click on OK. And then I say, yes, I want to do more. And then when I get ready to come over to do the next one, I'm going to click on Reset Mask, and that will bring that back. Then I can come back to the crop and bring this over so that I can do the bird. Actually, I think it's a chicken. It's a cartoon chicken. All right, bring that up like that, and then bring this across. And again, in this case, I really thought I had them overlapping, and I didn't, but I'm going to force it to overlap a little bit because that was the point of me having them that close. So then when I click on Update Preview, again, I can see some red line. Let me scroll that down so I can see the red line on the elephant's ear. I can change that to Draw Mask. It's set to background, and I can come in and just erase that and click on Update Preview. Okay, and now I can click on OK. And this time when it asks me, do I want to continue tracing, I say no. Okay, so now then I've got my four shapes here. Well, actually what I have my original imported JPEG, and I have my four shapes. Now I don't need this original one, so I'm going to delete it. And then I'm left with this group here, and this group consists of the four images. And then I'm going to right click ungroup so that now I can move them around. Now, the one thing you're going to notice is when I move them, see, I'm picking up still those extra little parts there that I don't want. And of course, if you're going to print and cut that, it's going to, cut them off anyhow, and that'd be on the waste. But let's say they're so close together, one was interfering with another. Not a problem. This is how you fix that. On the style panel, you pop it out. Okay. And then with this bird selected, okay, I'm going to come down here to clipping, and I'm going to change it from none to path, and that gets rid of that extra little piece that was picked up from the other image. Same thing here, I just changed this from none to path, it's gone. And then once I do that, now then I can resize these and move them around, and they'll all be treated as individuals. And of course you can always, check your preview. It's very useful to use this preview button to confirm that, okay, this now turn off. Don't have everything turned on. People always want to have everything turned on. I'm like, no, that's not how this is useful. How this is useful is to only have one thing turned on. Show cut lines. Turn that off. Show printable. Okay. And then of course, you can turn on your reg marks if you want to confirm where they're going to be, set. Of course, that's wrong. That needs to be changed, but that's a different video. So anyway, I hope this helps. And if you have any questions, please let me know.